What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another War Thunder video. Today I'm taking a little break from fighter combat and I'm flying out the Me-410 B-6R3, the German heavy fighter. It's a tier 4 aircraft with a battle rating of 5.3 in realistic battles. Now ordinarily I would be using this as a bomber hunter, but as you can tell by my altitude, we're going low. We're going for tanks. We're going to go for the ground victory. Even though there are a lot of B-17s and B-24s and even right now B-29s, I'm finding true bomber spam to be very difficult to come by. Now, what I mean by that is, yes, you will occasionally get into a match where there are, like, 6 or 7 B-17s or B-29s or what have you. But those matches I find are very rare, and it could be just RNG, or it could be just dependent on what time of day you happen to fly. For example, I'm sure if I were to fly late at night in my time zone, which is Central U.S. time zone, that I would probably be facing a lot more B-17s because American pilots are home from work and school and what have you, and they're out flying their bombers. But I tend to fly earlier in the day than that, so my matchmaking is a little bit different from what some other people might get. So because of my difficulty in finding bombers, I've decided to take the fight a little bit lower and go for the ground attack. Now it's important to note that in this particular match, this was one of the very first matches that I flew after the 1.47 patch went live. Now those of you who remember those first few days may remember that flaps were broken and it was almost impossible to fly airplanes without ripping off your flaps. So you'll notice me not using my flaps very much in this particular match, because they are very delicate. There is actually a point in this match where where one of my flaps actually tears right off because of the so-called excessive speed that I was flying at. But really, I wasn't going all that fast, as I recall. Now the B-6R3 comes with two 20mm cannons and two 30mm cannons. Rear gunner's found somebody. There we go. Spitfire F Mark 22 has decided to come on down and join the party with the Me-410s. Now I know I can't turn around and fire at that Spitfire because he's too fast of a turner. However, if I can make it difficult, see, he couldn't get a shot on me. And not want to keep that up. Even though I can't out-turn him, I can make it difficult. Hopefully setting him up for somebody else. Now, all kinds of guys are in the area. If I continue in that little dogfight, I'm just gonna end up getting either rammed or shot down by one of my teammates. So I'm out of there. I'll let them take that Spitfire on. So getting back to the armament, you got two 20mm cannons and two 30mm cannons. Now what I like to do is separate them for this kind of instance. A 20mm cannon can't penetrate those medium tanks, but the 30mm can. The reason the 30mm is so good with tanks is because of the HVAP, the high velocity armor piercing rounds. They're great with tanks. So I'm only using the number 2 key on my keyboard, which I've got set up to only control the large caliber gun on my plane. In this case, that's the 30mm. The number 1 key controls the 20mm, which I like to use for the lighter targets like the AAA and artillery and any kind of armored cars, that kind of thing. Basically anything that's not a tank. I like to use the 30mm for the tanks. I can use the 20mm for planes because obviously there are a couple of planes that are bothering us. But so far they're not actually going for me, and I just missed those bombs. There wasn't a whole lot of communication going on with this team. It'd been nice if I had been on voice comms with that guy, because that guy nearly blew me up in his bombs. So they're all going for the Spitfire. If I can get an easy shot at him, I'll take it with the 20mm. You see, he's getting slow in the turn fight. This looks like a really easy shot. Take a couple of 20mm shots to get a hit. Get a little closer, and they ram. It's like I'm in a fucking arcade right now. Oh well, what are you gonna do? With my water and oil getting a little warm, I lay off the WEP just a little bit. I still really can't use the flaps without risking breaking off the flaps. So right now I'm kind of forced to navigate very carefully and just take my time. So far I haven't had a whole lot of trouble from fighters. We've only seen 2 Spitfires drop down below the clouds and engage any of us. My water's got the countdown going. That's not good. I'm constantly looking for other tanks because those are obviously you see the guys up there. The tanks are the primary objective for me. The AAA are nice, the artillery are nice, the armored cars are nice, but what wins the match is the tanks. See in the bottom left corner, the enemy team has 10 tanks left, whereas we have 21 tanks. So we've got a significant advantage going on right now. And the ticket counter up at the top of the screen also gives a nice little visualization as to which team has the upper hand. The enemy team still has a lot of planes up, and I'm surprised that they're not all diving on me. Because you would think that they would try to kill the guy who's killing all their tanks. Because I know I would. Kill that damn ME410, he's killing us. The Key 61, another Spitfire up there. No, I've destroyed all the tanks on the other side of the map. So I've had to come over here to this side of the little lake that they have in the middle of this map and go for the targets over here. I start off with a nice little juicy target. You know, even though it would make more sense for me to go directly for the tanks, which are the primary objective, I want to eliminate the AAA over here. And the reason being, on this particular map, I have had a hell of a time doing any kind of ground attack because of the AAA. I don't think I've ever shown any of the matches that I'm thinking of, but Brian Sharp and I have flown out a number of matches with bombers, and I've been shot down more times by AAA than I have enemy fighters on this map. For some strange reason, I just have one hell of a time staying alive on this map. That's all because of that damn AAA. So if I have a chance of taking out the AAA, damn it, I'm gonna go for it. I see, I did use flaps there, and I was just slow enough that it didn't rip. However, it's not gonna stay that way for long. Eventually, one of those flaps is gonna tear right off. You see, we're getting their tickets down. They have 5 tanks left. Trying to line up a nice little tank run right here. Down to 73 30mm cannons. There's one down. There's 2 down. I didn't see the other one moving until I was already past it, and it was just too late at that time. Got 47 30mm, and now I got a guy on the enemy team saying, "Hey you, yeah you." Stop that. Apparently someone on their team is actually paying attention to what's going on with respect to the ground vehicles. And there goes my right flap. Told you. Flaps were severely nerfed, and at one point with this patch. On the 2 tanks. No, stop. And yet, even though they know what I'm doing, I don't see any of them coming for me. Not one fighter in the area. I'm down to 40 30mm rounds. Got 2 tanks left. If I take these 2 tanks out, the game will be over because they'll be out of tickets. And we are close to the ground. Holy shit. I can't quite get my nose on that. So I take out this first one, and you can see the turret just blows right up. That was awesome. Got 1 more tank left. Got 28 rounds. This should be a piece of cake. That plane looks awfully strange without that right flap. Can I get it from the side? Come on, get that head on. Nope. Bad approach. Bad approach. I rushed it. Down to 22 rounds. Just take my time. Get a nice little approach from the rear. Line up the shot, and there we go. 23 ground kills And the win. Got first on the team. Got the Thunder Award. But really, most importantly, we got the win. With 23 ground kills, I ended up with 69,000 silver lions and just under 8,000 in vehicle research points. But really, I have to give a lot of credit to my team for keeping me alive. Not only down below, but also up high, because there's no doubt that they were engaging people up at 4 kilometers while I was down below, taking out those tanks. I didn't have any problem whatsoever with enemy fighters coming on and trying to kill me. And that's a rarity, I have to admit. So I have to give the teammates credit for that. They definitely kept me alive. And you can see we're getting awfully close to spading this. Got most of the upgrades. We just got a few more offensive cannon upgrades to get. Anyway, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. And of course, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Take care, guys.